Hello there. In this video, we're going to work on this photo by retouching, replacing some elements by using Photoshop without AI. I will have another video similar to this where we're utilizing a latest technology inside the Photoshop Sensei and Photoshop Firefly AI to use this one. But in case if you don't have access to the AI technology, this is what we're going to do. Right here we have a camera with our image that was shot on Canon R5 with a 24-105 lens. Well, you can see we have a backdrop and some elements. So let's first, what I want to do is correct some of the exposure here. I don't really care this point about framing and everything because we'll do this later in Photoshop. What I want to do first is going to our light, and we'll take highlights and bring them slightly down. What are we doing? We're trying to flat a little bit our image and in a luminosity level. The reason because we have very bright colors and very dark, and Canon R5 has a very good sensor that shoot in a RAW mode, very wide range, much wider range of the colors that we're going to work with our palette here. So, and for that reason, we need kind of this highlights and lowers bring to a little bit flatten less of them. Later, we do restore them. We'll have it more effectiveness, but for now, let's do this. And you notice right here, I'm just bringing shadows a little bit up and highlights slightly down. So this is about how we flatten image. We don't need to worry about any vibrance this time or anything. Sometimes flatness, it's work on all elements except for the skin. You want to have it skin still have a little bit more shapes. And by the way, shapes is come from luminosity, from difference between dark and white. So right here, we can go inside our luminosity for color mix. And in orange, if you bring, you can see it is highlight a little bit better on the skin. So what I'm going to bring a little bit on this. And we'll take our sharpening and put it maybe around 60, 70, around that area. Usually, if depend on your camera, you maybe don't want to use it sharpening, but in a Canon, most of the Canon, except I think 2 models, they have it internal anti-aliasing on the chip actually. So whatever you shoot, it's automatically apply anti-aliasing when it's processed. It's done for different reasons. Overall, it's just how the processing. But some cameras like Nikon does not do this, or some other ones. So depend on your camera, you want to increase sharpness or leave it alone. In my case, I want to add sharpness a little bit more to restore to original image. And we're going down to our optics, and I want to click remove chromatic abbreviations and use it lens profile corrections. So chromatic abbreviations, it add the shifting between green and purple a little bit on the edges. Doesn't matter how good is your lenses, you will always have it. Some more, some less, but you will have it. And what it does, this option, it is knowing how the specific lens, and you can look down below. This is we have it, our lens profile. So it's not what lens we was using by information passed in the meta data from our camera, recorded on raw file. And it's set proper lens, and based on this, we'll apply those corrections. As well, if you look on the user profiles, you can see how it's a little bit bent in or whatever, because lenses also have distortions, and primarily based on what focal length you was shot. In my case, I want to correct both of them to have it same image as it was when I saw at the time of the shooting. Okay, I think this is about all what I want to do in Camera Raw. And next we go ahead and click open. So inside the Photoshop, first what I want to do, it is little bit adjust my composition and my framing. For example, we have it stuff on the bottom and the side. Almost any time when I shoot in a studio or other thing, or just even nature, I try to overshoot. So what is meaning? I'm shooting wider, and with my expectation in the future, go and crop in, because I prefer to remove then worried about I miss some stuff. And right here you can see we have it on the sides and on the bottom. If I was utilizing AI technology, I could just select this and say extend for me, but in this case we don't need it. We'll just go and move it. If for example, you don't have it or you want to keep it, like let's say I want to keep it this handle, so I will leave it here around the area, and I'll just move this a little bit closer. Mostly, you see this grid, and a grid helped me a little bit with compositions, because if we look on these divide roles of third, right this center where the intersections between those lines happening, this is mostly where our eyes have attention going if we look on the picture. And I want to bring this attention to a specific element. For example, his face will have in this square and pointing to this point. I think it's a nice flow. And maybe I will look on the bottom if I need to apply, adjust slightly, expand. So I think like this will work very well. His face still be here, and this is point of kind of take attention to him. Okay, after this, we'll go ahead and press enter. Before that, what I want to do right there, I will go disable any AI, and I'm going to says delete cropped, because I don't want to keep it information on them at this time. So press enter. Next, we want to fix this extend here information. So before we do this, if we go in a corner, you can see darker area right here. This is where softbox, actually it's a parabolic softbox parabolic ones was set lighting going, and it seems like you cannot see here. However, if we're going to do process, and let me show you some of the what can happen. Let's go select new curve, and we'll set curve to luminosity just to test. And if we bring up, you can see right here, see how it's pop up, and later when we start processing, it's actually will start pop up even more, and that is what I don't want it. I want to be sure it's not there. So for this, we're going to create a new layer, and we'll call this touch up, and we're going to just use it classic clone tool. Likely for me, this is a black background, so I select my brush, going inside. Let's go use it for the clone. Sometimes depend if we're going around here, we want to have a hard edge, and I'll show you when you want to use this. But inside here, we want to use it soft brush, and we'll just set opacity to 50. So next, hold down Alt or Option, click where you think it's color, like right here is correct color, and next we're just going and start stamping. Okay, again, press Alt if you go on edges, and see what's happening. Look, we have it brush, so I need to click on another area and add it. So this is all what we needed. We kind of needed a little bit stamp out. Okay, and right here we'll do same thing. So I'm going to click on a side, and let's go do with 100% opacity, and you can see as I'm going stamping. And reason we want to have it soft brush, so the edges won't have it very sharp in this case, and a smooth and nice integration. And we're just going a little bit more here, and we'll stamp again. Let's come closer, and at this point we will have a little bit problem. I'll show you, because we come very close, then we want to switch maybe to the harder brush. Again, take color, reduce, and with harder brush we can go a little bit more on edge. I'm not necessarily like to do this, because you can see it does kind of apply a little bit, not very nice sometimes, kind of more showing, but I think in this case it will work just fine. Okay, like right there, and we have it a little bit in here. It's coming a little bit closer. Let's select Alt again. There you go. And we kind of added a little bit of selection. So this way we extend. Also, hard edge does help, for example, in some areas like hard head or other things what we can modify. And I told you, I can show you before, like for example, let's say right here on a candle we have a problem. Yes, don't know, something inside here candle, and I want to fix it. If I have a hard edge, I can go up above, select Alt and select edge, and if I'm going down, see right there we have it now. So I can go and replace like this. This is when the hard edge is work very well, when we need it. Insert something and overlay. Let's look just around, see maybe we can find something else I want to change. Well, this is here is fine. I think it's good. We'll leave it papers here. Okay. You know what? Nothing really I can. I want to remove maybe bolts. Let's remove those bolts. So because I'm here, okay, and we want to like click select, we can just go see it right there. Ding, ding, slightly. This is hard edge. Let's remove. Oops. And we're going to select soft round. Okay, soft round. Let's click on this, and you can see with soft round we can have it a little bit nicer. So again, if it's inside, we'll use it soft round. If it's edge, we use it hard. In this case, again, notice how the gradients, if its gradients happen, you want to click on the side of gradients, bring to match like this with a gradient, and after going, then you'll have it perfect element to remove it. So for example, if it's too much, I can go select like right here on the edge, go match my edge, see? And after, when I start removing, it is removing nicely without repetition. So in this case, we can go select again. Let's select right here. We're matching, and now kind of removing. There you go. And you can see we remove those bolts. So this way, I usually remove like logos, the identify marks, because if you have this photo and I want to sell on, usually I sell on Adobe stock or sell on other areas, they don't allow recognizable logos and everything. So this way you can go inside and literally remove them very nicely with the clone tool and create this way. Well, let's look a little bit closer, and I want to look on the face and primarily see we have eyes right there, and I'm just looking. This is parabolic, we can see, and another light. And you know what, I will leave them here. We will replace them. Actually, you know what, let's create. We'll create new layer. I'll call it lens. Okay, and inside the lens, what we want to do, we want to replace them for now, but I want to replace them later with the candle lights, because we're going to add candle lights, and in this case it will look more natural. So I'm going to select lens, click what I want about, and we'll just slightly kind of adjusting. There you go. Remove one, and here we're going to remove another. See, we have a repetition, so that says we just go a little bit slow, kind of like repeating. Okay, click again. This take a little bit time, but when you do right way, it will look way better. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to create. Notice I'm sampling from different areas. Yeah, so right there. Okay, we sample here. Do we have to see anything? No, I think this is fine. We'll just need to do here as well. We could just simple copy and paste, but instead we'll just separate, and I'll do this way. So right there. We'll just modify. Okay, like right there, and modify a little bit here. This is one lens, and let's do with this stuff as well. So we're just kind of creating a little bit lens. You can do more aggressive. I'm just trying to see how this will look. There you go. A little bit darker right there. Okay. Well, we did still have it a little bit on the bottom. The reason why I'm kind of removing them, because if we look, you can see it's these like light white. Yes, what I want to do, we'll replace with candle lights, and we'll just place candle lights there because they're yellowishy and different. Okay, let's look more. I think we're actually good. Everything is good here. We fixed glasses. So it's actually, and those is real thick glass. Actually, I did create those glasses by itself with leather working and other stuff, same as the top. So yeah, I do like to do costumes and cosplay sometimes. So, and I think this is all on this. I was lucky. This is not that much to fix, but this is what we do with clone tool. It's how we come and creating simple ways before AI. With AI, you will see it's a little bit faster. I don't know if it will be same result, because here I can manage, but we can see with AI how faster it can go or not. Okay, next, our next level is let's retouch. So, and this is kind of my standard way I'm doing, because I want to create its look somewhat painting kind of effect. So we're going to apply to our image, and I work on an actor or on a model first. So for this, we're going to add several layers. First, let's work on the blemishes, and it's what we look here. We'll go create new layer, call retouching, and in retouching we can look on a different option. For example, right here, see we have a nose ring. Yes, so let's work on this. We'll go create our heart shell, and I'm going to just select maybe around nose here maybe. And you notice as we're going, it is a little bit harder because we have, so I'm going Control Z. No, it's a little bit harder there. So let's go select soft one, and we'll just try go a little bit closer, and we'll just slowly removing. So we try to match some colors, and usually I'm going with a little bit slower. Let's go select 30% because our opacity was too high, and we want to actually do smoother and nicer. So we'll go select here as well, and just click several times, go like this. Okay, next we click again, actually right here, let's below, and we'll just slowly removing this right there. See, we remove the rings. Okay, next we also can look, if you have sometimes teeth, you maybe need switch. If you want it, you can also fix a little bit on the lips. And I would recommend, if you work with the skin, you don't necessarily want to remove all the blemishes. You want to leave them there because it's what will create real look. Those imperfections will make perfect. But if you want to dim them down, for example, I have a huge mole, yeah, and nothing wrong with this, but it will take attention this, and instead maybe mole, you want attention on the eyes. Then you want a little bit, what I call, take a little bit down, dim down a little bit. So in this case, you can take same clone tool and just slightly, like 10% or whatever, just go a little bit over. Like for example, right here, see this dot going, and that's what I do. I'll select and I just like click. So it's still be there, but it's now more dim, so it does not pop up. Or right here, just above his things, right there, just a little bit. See, it still be there. It just not as jumped in your eyes. And this is what usually I do. I go over and figure out what need be to fix it, if anything need to be fixed, and we'll just do this way. I think we're good on this. Okay, well, maybe right there, see how edge does not necessarily look good. We can always take and kind of get this edge a little bit softer, because you can see it's cut. But if we want to create older look, it's what we want to do. We want kind of like dim it, and that's what I would say by dimming down, create more little bit worn look. See how it's now less jumped in our face. Well, I think this is good at this time. Okay, let's go next step after retouching. I want smooth skin, and smoothing skin sometimes maybe for ladies and less for the gentlemen, depending on how grungy. But in general, it's just make this painting a look-alike, because in a painting, if you use a Bristol brush, you just paint like with oil, and you have a little bit darker shade, and you just with Bristol add those, pores, so it's look a little bit more realistic. but it's always not as detailed as on a photography. So in this case, what do we want to do? We want to take this and create like in a oil painting. So for this, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, it will take all visible layers, combine them in a brand new. And we call this soft. That's what we're going to soft that. Okay, next we'll go to Filter, Noise, and we're going to Dust and Scratches. Dust and Scratches, it just will remove some of this noise, and I'm going to bring it's not radius, what you said, it's not like preset numbers. It depends how many details, how high resolution of your image. Just general look. We have a teeth, I can see, mouth, everything, but everything else is kind of smooth. But this level I want it. I'll go click OK, and we don't need all picture like this. So for this, we'll go hold down Alt or Options and click on a mask. It will create a black mask. It means hide everything. And now we're ready to take our brush, right click, be sure it's soft round, 10% opacity with a white color. We can start painting and look like his nose. See, when we're painting, it's remove some those pores, or actually hiding, because it is very small layer. If we look, click on the layer itself, you can see right here, see how it's a little bit, yes? So it's not that much to apply it. Okay. So we'll do it this way, just a little bit here, not that much, just a little bit softer, reduce detailations, because detailations a little bit too high. This technique is fine, except we're losing some of the shiniest, we're losing some of the shape, because it started doing this. So and then instead this will need restore it. And restore it, we're going to use the actual dodge and burn for that techniques, but not yet. So first I'm going to just smooth, and notice we'll smooth not just the face, we need also smooth everything to kind of matching a little bit. This is also work very well if you have high noise. You can do same exactly type of things to do with high noise. You know what, I maybe don't like this line right here. So let's go ahead, click, and you know what, we're just going to move right there. Just maybe even table. No, let's go right around here, and we'll use it darker after to remove. Okay. So, and also I want just a little bit. Yeah, I know. I should done this way before, but I think, yep. Okay. So this way we just cut off just a little bit. Reposition one straight line on the table so it does not jump out. And okay, I think this is good now. So after soft, what I want to do, it is create with a hair, because this is nice hair, but I want to clean up, make a little bit more like a brush stroke kind of. So for that, we're going to again Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, and let's call it hair. So we'll do hair, and we're going now to Filter, Stylize, Oil Painting. And in oil painting, you can see if we're going to hair, we won't necessarily need all these lines, but I want to create stylization 10, cleanness 10, scale 01, brush tail, and lighting, because this is primarily when going from our top right down to left, so we'll just match the lighting. We'll click OK. That is creating a lot of details we lose. We don't want to lose those details. We'll take them back. Next we'll go Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask, and I want to add a little bit more sharpen to our hair. See how it's come up now. Click OK. Well, it's look like a brush stroke, yes, but we don't need that. We hold an Alt or Option, click on a mask, hide everything, select our brush, still 10%, still soft, and let's look, for example, on his beard. So right here we have a beard, and as we start painting with white brush, you can see it's reduced some of this effect. What's happening in this with that oil brush, it's actually take a line and creating them follow the contrast line, so it will follow the fiber in this case. And in a natural, when we're shooting, the problem with lighting and also with how pixels work, everything, we have it not just a line noise, we have it also pixelization inside, like a breaking. With this tool, we're cleaning up, we remove this in horizontal. Think about lines, if lines go vertically, yes, and it's what we want to follow. We have it on noise and everything, which creating horizontal kind of noise. And that horizontal, we want to remove it to make more look like it's a real brush stroke. So all what reason why we're doing with this. And it's worked very well in many cases, like with some fur or hair. And we don't necessarily need to do 100% like all the way, but it will add slightly. These techniques will create look almost like a paint, literally like brush painting, and that's what we're trying. We're going after our brush painting effect. Work very well in the shadows when we don't have, because we increase some contrast, and you can see it does a very good job on this. Okay, let's zoom out, and right here you can see this was before and this now. I know before it's looked photo, and now look a little bit more like a painting. We don't want to add dramatic effect. Yes, we want to add a small, teeny, tiny effect at a time. By the way, what I'm doing right now, retouching, that will apply also if we're using AI, because AI helps only to some point. It's just an acceleration tool, like for me to remove other things, and we'll see later. But these steps, what we're doing right now, I will use it, doesn't matter what, if we're using AI or if we don't use it. So it will be same thing. Okay, I think this is good. If we have fur, we can apply to any fur as well. Let's now work on the dodge and burn. And this one will be general shape, because we flatten our image before. Now on restore some of the shapes, but in a range of our luminosity range, what we have here, it's what we're going to restore it. But that is generic, it's not light specific. What I mean light specific, right now will work just on the shape. Next we add another one, but it's when I will consider like lights going from these sources. Then we'll add another one layer that will simulate a lighting inside the room. So for this, let's go ahead, create new layer. Well, I create two, so I don't need that one. Okay. And we'll go select dodge and burn, and I'm going to create 50% gray layer and switch this to the soft light. Here we have our dodge and burn layer, and now we can work. What we're going to do is set our own highlights and shadows. For this, I'm going to use that brush with a soft round, and you'll notice if we're going to set soft light here, if we're going around, see, it's make highlights, yes, or we can make shadows. I will use it X key in its shortcut, which is help me to flip between foreground and background colors. And my foreground and background, it's a black and white, so it's kind of helped me to do this way. And now I can go inside, and for example, if you look on his nose, see how it was. Okay, right here nose, flatten, deflatten kind of to do. So we're going to fix that. We're going to add a little bit more shape. And let's start with white. I'm just going to press and create this kind of highlights almost right here. See? Highlights. Add highlights here. Lips, if you just do this for the girl, it will make them way puffier. But remember, we need to switch to the black to add the shadows, and that's what I'm going to add a little bit more shadows here as well, like for example increase his wrinkles a little bit more. So we're going to select like those wrinkles, and again whites, notice I switch between them, so I'm going to add a little bit more highlights. And our eyes work this way. If it's white and bright, it seems like bigger and closer. Darker, shadowing, it's smaller and far away. So based on this kind of perceptions, I'm going to use my black or shadows to deepen some of those wrinkles, and we're going to use our highlights to bring them closer. So, and you know how it's look right now. If we check, look, even on this, on the face, see, before and after. See how it's changed? It's already have add cool effect. So before and after. Nice. If you want it, you can go very even more strange. You can add just between teeth to make teeth even pop up a little bit better. So between teeth is darker, like right here. And of course, if we want to old mechanic, that's what we need to do. Yes. And again, whites, we just add slightly right here, white. Go closer to the middle even. And we go out, you can see now teeth will look real weird. Look, before. There you go. And after. So kind of weird looking, yeah. Well, I like them. Let's leave it them weird. The more weird it's, the better it is. Well, and as we're working, we need to remember also about the hands, what we're doing. So we're going to click X here. And this is we add a little bit shadowing. If you're not familiar with the anatomy, because it will help you, just follow the normal ways of shadows. So if you see shadows, just increase, switch to the white. Create right here, just leave it lines. We'll create bigger knuckles. We'll just emphasizing. Same like right here, we'll add X to the dark. You know, it's how easy way you can make like 6 bucks on a person. So we'll come back to this just a second. There's because I'm on a white, I'm going to add a little bit more to emphasize his grip, and we'll switch to the notice I'm just pressing X key and I'm switching between shadows and highlights, and I create this kind of looking things. Okay, now let's go to his chest, and I'm just one hide because I don't want the bright. It will take attention. Any bright things, it will take our attention. Any white and other things, the brighter, beside the color, it will luminosity. High luminosity will take our attention. So we want to hide some system like this on the bottom. And we'll do this environmental, but I'm just showing you. So if we hide this bottom like this, or for example, we have a scarf or something right there. So if I make it darker, see like right there, I make this a little bit darker, it will hide some of those things so they don't take attention, and that's what we want. We want to almost take it. We have it no attention to those. They're there. We know the details is there, but we want to hide them. Okay. Well, it's already look better even with this small adjustments what we did it. In some cases, we want to apply texturing to this. And texturing, what I'm meaning, if we look on like clothes, we can add a little bit more interesting. So this is what I call global dodge and burn. So in this case, Control-Shift-Alt-E, we'll go create layer, go global dodge burn. There you go. Okay, next we're going to image adjustment, black and white. It's what we want to switch. And in this case, I want to bring a red and yellow just a little bit higher. Let's click OK. Next one, image adjustment, shadow highlights. And by the way, if you see like this, if you don't see it, you probably want to click on show more options. Okay, then you'll have the full display of stuff available for you here. Then after this, we want to take our amount, and let's take first our radius. Yeah, let's go to set radius to 11. Radius will based on your size of your image, about 10, 15, around there. We can bring all amount up on both of them. And as we're doing, see on a corner, it start popping up those things that we try to fix. It's what I was saying. We'll see that. And next, we'll just take tone, and bring tone slightly down, because this will control our shadows. This is control our highlights. And I think this is about right, what I want to do. We're going to switch to soft light. Soft light work this way. 50% gray, it no effect. But after it's have it quite a bit interesting curvature, like parabola, almost going on a brighter or on a darker. So if you're going below 50, it will increase quite a bit to the darker, or other ones to the light. So it's kind of work this way. And right here, it's what you see. When we switch, we want to switch to the soft light. Before we do this, before we jump to soft light, I want to do another things here. I want to actually select this layer and going filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. I want to add more details, and you can see it's quite a bit. So we'll just add maybe about 150. And then I want to go and switch this to the soft light. And this is what we have it before and after. So it's make a little bit more grungy, more darker. And we don't necessarily need this. Just let's go about 50%. But it will look, see how now it's brought texture of materials closer. This is what I want. I want to bring this texture back in on some elements, because we smoothed face before. We don't have this much problem with the face. You remember we did smoothing first step, so it's to bring global. But in those areas where we did not smooth out, we brought more texture. Work very well in the clothes, make it stand out. This textile stuff, similar like old books, you can see the pages is more stand out, create this beautiful effect. Okay, in some cases we could actually take and drop background and try to work with this. In fact, you know what, let's go ahead and do this. In this case, we'll just go ahead and drag and drop something so I can show you how it's work. Example, we have the bricks here. I'm going just to scale these bricks. Think about there. And then we want to switch this to overlay or soft light. It depends. And you don't really see on a background, so you can play a little bit more with different types, see which ones will work more interesting. All what I need to do is like on a background. Well, let's go, for example, with a screen. Just try as example. Usually I will do with a soft light. And I hold, press Alt again on this to hiding. Next, we want to be sure we have a very low opacity. Maybe just go about like 4 or 5. Okay, let's right there, 6 about will work. Very low opacity. We increase and we'll just start brushing. And you can see as I'm brushing, it start appearing on a background. I don't want to do too much. I just want it appear. Okay. Just a little bit, not that much. And we'll just go right here, you know, make the candles. And you notice it not necessarily apply very well. If it's hard for you to do the by hand, what you can do, you just select a gray color to specific intensity and set 100%, so it will never work. What I was meaning by this, let's go set this to the normal on my background. Let's go see right there. And we can also just go ahead and select like this color. So now whatever we do, whatever we're painting over, even with 100%, it will be only this. We cannot go even lower than that. So and sometimes it's a little bit easy if we do this way, then you don't need to worry about creating those uneven areas. So see, whatever we do, it will be just that gray as we selected. But I don't know if I want to do this way. It's quite a bit flatten him. Likely we can go and just general decreasing. So I'll probably just leave it like maybe around there, maybe. Something on a background, but not that much. Something there kind of coming. Well, I think we kind of done very nice on this point and ready to start work on the flames. So for the flames, I'm going to use it clip library, and it's just the shots of the flame by itself, like right there. And I think this is from Invanto Elements. So they do offer some subscription And it's what I do. I actually subscribe like for full year, and all assets you can use. It's free. Well, as you register. And what's happening here, you can see I have this candle light. We'll just put it 1. And I have multiple different candle lights. Usually what we're going to do is be sure we're using all the different types so that don't look exactly the same. You could modify, if you have just one, you can always just go ahead and use it, something like distortion filter or other things to apply it. Well, we have here, let's go select another one's right there, just add. And right now I'm just placing them, but we will need to switch some blending mode. And let's look what we have. We have it 1, 2, 3, and we have it on his head, another ones. So on that one, let's just select something, I don't know, more funny or kind of, doesn't really matter, I think. We can go select this flame. Yeah, let's go use this one. So we can go right here, select his helmet, because we can see right there, yeah. And we'll just make it smaller, just a little bit appropriate lights. There you go. Well, we have those flames set, but they select all, and let's switch them to the screen mode. Screen mode will apply more as a lighting if you have elements behind kind of bright, so the stacking layer working very well. Well, we did this, but you remember we removed something from his glasses. And what I want to do, I want to add some of these flames. And of course, we did create some flame in. I'm going to drag and drop one in flame. I'll go bring it smaller. Let's go right here, okay? And we'll bring around here, maybe even smaller. Applied, like right there. The next, we don't want to necessarily create like a bright bulb. And you'll notice it is smart object. So we can go filter, blur, and we'll do Gaussian blur. This. Let's just add slightly, so like right there. And we can switch this to the screen or soft light, depend what you're going after. Because screen will create more light. Soft light, you can see, or overlay more kind of blend in, depending on what source you have it. I'm going with the screen here, and let's just zoom out. See, you can see them. And we want to do similar for another one. So it's meaning we have this is what we have. Same other ones. Let's go to take, make it smaller, come closer here. Just create another one right there. Yeah, I think this one may be too large. I think this one we need it reduce. And you notice it says, hey, you're using smart filter. Attention. So we'll just put it right here. There you go. And we'll take this one and same filter, Gaussian blur to this. Okay. Switch to the screen. And of course, we always can modify. We can just take them, bring a little bit down here, and bring this one, same just a little bit down like this. There you go. Okay, next we want to be sure we have it in this lens because they stick out. So we'll select both, Control Command J to duplicate them, and we can just drag and place them here. Okay, and what I want to do is just press Control T and scale and rotate them so they will look a little bit different. In a perfect, we want to actually kind of curve them a little bit in. Next, I want to take this lens, what we created. Okay, Command Control J to group. And we'll just call it reflections. Small things, but you know, it's still, if you can see on the lenses now, the reasons I like to add reflections to lenses is it will create shape, because if you look on a round and with the shape like reflections, will give them dimensions like they're poking out. Otherwise, they will look too flat. We can also add another ones from here, and we can put on this side. And I'll show you other ways we can do this. So let's say we have this candle, and I think it's this one. Yep. So we'll take this candle now, and I press Command Control J to duplicate, because we want same. I'm going to drag this in here. Okay. Next, it is smart object. At this point, I will go to modify, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to rasterize. Okay. Next, we're going to make it smaller. We'll put it around right here. You see where's the lamp. So we kind of add right there. Let's create a little bit smaller. Okay, and next what we want to do, we edit, transform, and we're going to use it warp. And as we're using warp on this, you'll see it is, okay, where's my edit, transform. Yeah, warp is a little bit better. Let's go with distortion right now. So in the distortions, I can select. Warp allowed me a little bit better because I think, let me see why my warp does not showing. Edit, transform, warp. Yeah, there you go. So see, we can go and just like stretching a little bit, like it's going around the lens. See, right there. So we can actually take this, and I like this a little bit better because we can literally going with the shape of the lens. So if I'm done this, see how it's like we're going around there. And the same, then we can go to filter, screen, and we're going to filter, Gaussian blur, apply to this. Because it's not smart object, when we applied, we'll copy, Control Command J, drag and put it right around here. Control T maybe, so we can repositioning flowing with the lens. This one will take a little bit longer time versus create other lens, but it is provided, you can see a little bit nicer rounding, and I think it's now we have it like glass reflection, so it's look a little bit better on my opinion this way. Okay, we'll select them and we'll press group. We added lights, but lights does not necessarily produce this effect what we wanted. Lights is a glowing, it's cast lighting. So in this case, now we start working with a more global lighting or environmental lighting in this case when we're retouching. So for this, first I'm going to create new layer. Okay, let's drag this layer on the top, and we call this candle light, or whatever you want to call. I want to switch this to actually soft light. So we'll go use this as a soft light in this case. Next, we'll go take our brush, and we do need cast lights on a subject or around. So for this, we're going to select the candle lights. And sometimes saturations maybe not what you wanted, so you can manually readjust. Let's come closer. So with soft light and my opacity 10% on a soft brush, you can see when I'm brushing kind of colors to this case. And it's what I want to do. I want brush, like imagine this is lights, it's coming from candles. So if we go from there, and you can see lights is casting here. So example, if we're going and start putting inside here, you can see how it start lighting. It's creating this color. We want to increase, because originally we did not have lights here. We can go and add more like in a screen, which we'll do a little bit later to create a little bit brighter at this point. But the lights as it casting or cast from this here, we can also create. So for example, his hand, if we add on the highlights area little bit yellowishy, it will look almost like, you know, it is casting here. So if we go there, Let's go select here our brush. Okay. So you can see it's casting yellow lights, so it's just a little bit better, like, you know, almost look like real lights casting here. Of course, we can apply to the end of the candles because we need to apply lights around them. And general, like right there a little bit. Let's apply on top of the books. Well, almost any time when I do lights and apply it, I want to have complementary lights. And in this case, let's go create another light. And I will just call this shadow. Okay. Same, we'll go switch this to the soft light. And instead this, we want to have it complementary. It's kind of, you maybe wonder which one is complementary. Usually warm and colder. And colder, we can modify by switching to more bluish color. You can always have it a wheel if you want it and just see which one opposite of this color it will be. But in this case, I kind of know it's what's going, except I want to create a little bit darker, like this. And same, we're going with very low. And let's look right here, see where's his hand, shadows. We're going down, and we're going to start like just slightly apply here in the shadows. You'll see it's creating a little bit more colder look. Same we can do with the books. Almost anywhere where you're working, if you want it, you can apply darker color, a little bit more bluish, and it will have this effect of the gold. Oops, run away. So like in his chest, a little bit down below here, where lights maybe not hitting. Apply and round. Same with his face, even hair, we can do that. Same with the books. If we going down here, just like away, those, you know, hiding stock. There you go, painting almost with a dark blue. Same like right there. This way we have it a nice, beautiful work with a complementary color and warm color. So it's what we're trying to do, and it's work actually not bad. So let's go right there, a little bit add, a little bit darker. There you go. See, kind of nice complementary colors. Of course, if you think too much, you can always just go and select a little bit lower, maybe around there. Well, let's create another layer right now. And I'm going to this call dodge and burn environmental. We'll go select again 50% gray and going to switch this to the soft light. Now we can again work black and white, but this is our global environment lighting. And what I mean by this, see, I can select and apply 10% and make darker around here where probably light's not going. And also this is help us to bring focus on those items that we wanted, like for example the person. So this is, I can go and select, see how darker going right there. And instead, and also if I want highlights, I can just go select a little bit brighter those areas, same like in his head. You know what I mean? There you go. You know, just select. If it's too much, we can always press X and bring a little bit better, but I think his hair should be a little bit brighter. There you go. And of course, you select one, you select bigger and bigger. So it's just kind of creating this effect. There you go. Look at this. We created before and after. Definitely more environmental lights, create a little bit more interesting. And I think actually his arm should be a little bit darker, I think, right there. So we'll just go, and it's easy. See, we'll just add a little bit more shadowing to these areas. Right here, a little bit darker. So it does not kind of stand up or pop up too much. Same like right there. Let's make it darker. Bunch of books. There you go. Look at this. And again, if you don't like it, remember, just too much, just a little bit reduction. Let's create new layer. And these ones will be our top candle. We're going to switch this to our screen mode. And I'm going to just zoom in on this. Take a color. And I want to be sure it is way low, because like 6. And I'm going to add just highlights here. There you go. White, I don't know. No, white does not necessarily work very well. So let's go with a little bit more coloring. Yeah, add to this. There you go. So just create, you know, kind of a little bit glowing, and be sure it's come up from that area. Well, this is a kind of processing. We can, of course, apply more details to this. But now let's add smoke. We don't have any smoke come from candles. Usually they're smokeless if you have it in the house, and the old ones. But just in case, if we need add smoke, we'll just create new layer. And I'm actually going to use it brushes for this. We could create one way, but I think with brushes it's much easier to do this. So I'm right click, and what I have it all is Ron's brushes. They are available on Daz Studio, Daz 3D website. It's where I purchased them. I'll put a link down below for you. And yeah, if you like it, them, I just like use them. About almost all, I think, well, no, almost I think about all of them, because I quite bit enjoy quality what he have there. And I'm just going to use it steam. I won't look too much about this. All what I need is just a rising kind of element. I don't know if it's steam have it, because I have it also smoke and I have it steam. Steam, like for example, this may work. See, like for example, rising. So we're going to reduce a little bit here, make it smaller. And many times you just want to have it 0, just like this. The reason why you can preview, oops, a little bit better, see, like right there. You want to have it 0, and afterwards we're going to reduce this. So we can apply it this way. No, I think, you know what, maybe I don't like this. So let me go check, because I know I have some smoke. Ooh, but this one is good. Okay, yeah, let's go use this one. See, this one is much more interesting, I think. Or this, yeah, that one is very cool. So we'll go right here. Let's apply to his head. Yeah, that one is look way better. And we'll just go apply to different ones. And I know, like I say, they don't necessarily do this much. Yes, they just a little bit, and we'll fix this. So right now, I just want to put it over them. Like right there. Next, let's go switch this from normal to soft light. That will be our first step. Oops. Okay, and after soft light, we're going to take our opacity and reduction, like down like this. So we just a little bit something there. You can see this smoke coming, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like in your face. So I think that will work well. Well, because we did smooth the skin, and problem is wherever we smooth the skin, if we look in, we have it like right here, we have it almost no grain because we changed hair. Here, look, we have it grain on the skin. We don't have it grain. And this is actually smoothness and grain pop up and destroying how we perceive the image. So I want to fix this. And we'll fix this by creating new layer. And we'll call this grain. we're going to also fill up with 50% gray, but now we're going to filter noise, and we're going to add noise, and we'll just add a little bit. Let's go 10% uniform monochromatic, and we're going to click OK. So next we'll switch this to the soft light. At this time, if we're going very close and we look, you'll see, okay, before and after. See, we add little bit noise. It's not too much, but it is add uniformity to everything. And if we work on a compositing work, that will be what we're going to do, because with compositing you have a different level of the grayness of different elements, and this will kind of uniform them. Next, we want to do color applied to this. It is nice coloring already, but I want to add something more magical, and we're going to work with a little bit more color corrections. Two ways: we can use curves, or we can use it selective colors. So it's depend which one you want to use it. So I'm going to use it first curves, and we create new curve. We'll go to switch this blending mode to the color, because we don't want effect luminosity, we don't want to change contrast, just colors. And the colors, we'll go with the blue. We'll bring down. You can see as we bring down, it's increasing, because blue, yellow, yes, we want to take warmer. So we'll bring this, add warmer overall. It's already look cool, yes. And we'll take shadows and bring a little bit up to make shadows more bluish. Again, cold, warm, that's what we're doing. We also can go in a red and just take bottom and bring a little bit to cyanish in a shadows. So now we have it kind of not just blue, kind of greenish, cyanish, and warm. So again, those two colors complementary, it's what we're doing. This is called what's cinematic coloring. If you look on some Marvel's movies or anything, you almost everywhere see the cinematic colors, because they're very complementary. They may be shifting like reddish green, yellow blue, or other things, but general you will see its kind of effect. Well, next also we can use it with selective colors. Selective colors a little bit different, but they allowed in different way more control. For example, here's a black, and we can reduce or increase crush black. Usually I will put it maybe like -2, 3, just a little bit. And it's going from old days when I did my work for the printers, and printers, when you work with digital media or something, give to the print to print out, actually they don't like it. They like to 100% black, they don't like, or white, because they want offset printing. And on this case, just from old, and also I just don't like total black. I like something there. Okay, let's go next. We're going to, oh, by the way, black, and also you can also modify here. You can see in the black we can go add darker and add a little bit more in cyanish to the dark color if you need it, just a little bit. Next we have it our neutral, and you can always go in the black and see, oh, this is our neutral. So in the neutral we just go maybe 0, but we maybe want to add to the reddish a little bit, go opposite, and same like the cyanish. Now let's go to 0 here and go yellowish. So we can similar things. And another thing, now we have it highlights, and look at this. This is highlights, layers more. So we'll pop up. Where's the whites? Whites right here. Kind of hard to see right there. You can see just in this area, right there. See, let's come closer to here. Okay, look at this. See how it is add. So I will add a little bit here, and we can bring reddish. Yeah, let's go because it's highlights. We want these, so we'll just add a little bit more warmer to that area. There you go. So just again, this highlights add a little bit more, I think, to dimensions. As well, you have it all other colors. For example, if you have it a red and you want to see which red, like right there, we can add darker red, so it's add more not dimensions, add more feel, it's add deeper kind of more to this color. So we can also modify this, and same we can play with a little bit, maybe going in slightly reddish here. Yeah, let's go a little bit yellowishy. I think this is kind of deeper. It's what happened. It's a deeper, it's heavier, more bold kind of colors. It's what we're going after. Okay, I think this is actually look very good. One thing's what you probably want to do. Okay, let's go click color, this one. You probably just want to put your name. O-P. I don't know how to spell my name. I-N-E. I don't necessarily like this font, so we'll go switch from this font to something different. Let's go with the funny ones, or no, Captain America will work on this case. And I'm just going to make teeny tiny like this. Okay. And I'll just go put it maybe around here, and I'm going to hide like this. The reason is why I'm doing this way. I don't want my text, my name, take away attention from this image. I want people to enjoy the image, but I want information there just in case if they want to contact and they want to create their own work or do their own photography or anything. To remove, I saw people sometimes post it like all over text, which is fine if they like this way, but now with AI you can remove this in a matter of the seconds. It's not even interesting. Otherwise, I like to do sometimes take and put my name, hide in the text. For example, right here, this is another idea for you. You see the book right there. So let's go have different ones. For example, I can go click and type Vladimir, something like this. Next, we can go select, and let's switch this, for example, to something like that font. Okay. Then we'll want to actually switch the color, and we can do the color a little bit later. But if you don't want to do later in a overlay, we can do like this, just something gold alike. And we Control T, rotate, bring right here, shrink it. Okay, and we'll go to edit, transform, distort. All what I'm doing right here, it is okay. Why you don't want distort? Okay, edit, transform, skew. Skew should work actually. So I just go like right there. But I think I need distort. So to distort, actually, I need to convert this. Let's go convert this to rasterize. Okay. And then we can go T, edit, transform. Now we can distort. Okay, distortion. And we can just go closer. And what I'm doing, I'm just try to match how the book layout. See, like right there. And we'll just go create this way. Just with the lines. You can always just put it guidelines if you need it, if they work better for you. Like for example, we create here, yes. Okay, after this, we'll just go switch this to or overlay or soft light, depend which one is working. The most time they will work. We can also add a little bit bevel, and it's so the match. You can play around, and usually just like this. Okay, we'll zoom out, and there you go. Now you have your name embedded. Most people will overlook this, and you can put it if you're worried about copyright, like on the side of the books or somewhere else. You can embed it your name, create as part of the environment, and that's what people many times overlook. And you can put it if you worried about copyright and somebody take your image, and it does happen to me. Several times, not just 1, 2, or 3, when people actually take my work, print it and put it in gallery or try to sell. They just figure out how to work around those elements. Okay, so we done this, and this is our work. You know what? Let's go ahead, select beginning and end. So we'll just create all, group together, retouching. Okay, and that is what we started. And that's what we have. I said not that much change because we have the same model. And it took a little bit time to preset everything. But we did remove small blemishes. We add quite a bit interesting things, and I think the story come up a little bit more interesting. Backdrop, or maybe rework instead brick. I don't know, something more interesting, create on a background. But I think even with this, it's actually give it quite a bit interesting story. Again, that is what we started with. And here's our final product. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this video. Be sure you check other video when I do retouching similar things, maybe different portraits, maybe with different person, but same problem, most likely similar to this. But we're going to use the AI, and we'll see, does it AI retouching make it better? Does it will increase speed for us to process? Just compare side per side with the same idea on an end. So we'll go and try to do this. Well, thank you for watching, and see you next time.